Hey, good morning, everybody. It's early morning to LALATE, the 6:30, the 6 a.m. edition. 6:30 edition's right after this. The toast is toast and the butter is butter, and you made it to the weekend, and you're gonna get for it a third stimulus check bill passage. Yes, the $1,400 third stimulus check will be passed in the House of Representatives today. Today is Friday. The vote's today. But what will the bill look like? In this video, I go over the breaking developments overnight as the parliamentarian says, cut it out. Cut something else out of there. What is she cutting out, and what does that mean about your vote? I have all the details across the board. Meantime, we'll have it next week. I have all the excitement. Get ready for a bill turning into a law. We're at the finish line. We're about to cross over it. We're just missing something. I think you know what it is. It's a little bit of bacon. It's time to get rock and rolling. It's early mornings, LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's early morning to LALATE. From Los Angeles to Main Street, from my home to your home. Thank you for joining me on a early mornings broadcast. We're back live. We're back tape with 6:30 edition, 3:30 on the West Coast right after this, so don't miss that recording. This video will send you right to that one right after this one's over. Boy, there's a lot happening across the board today, but if you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe because you don't want to miss a minute. There's a lot of dramatics and a lot of major developments hitting, so make sure you hit that like button. And if you're not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcinon VIP. You need to become a member because, boy, the bill's going to become law, and you need to know what's in the bill. You need to know how it applies to you, how you get those provisions, and more. And meantime, over there is an instant chat. You can chat with your Purple Power buddies about what's going on in the universe today, and who has my bacon. Maybe you can check with the person next to you in the chat. So much shooting across the board. I'm so excited for you. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news is really shocking, but not shocking. The Senate parliamentarian last night, the person who would decide the $15 minimum wage, did us a favor. Actually, did us a couple favors. One, she decided about the finality of the $1,400 third stimulus package bill, and she decided on a Thursday. Why is this so important? Let me explain. Today, the $1,400 third stimulus package bill will be called for a vote. You want that vote to be called on a bill that will pass the Senate. She did us a favor by determining yesterday that the bill as written the day before would not pass. She said the $15 minimum wage, federal minimum wage, does not belong in the bill, and if they pass that bill in the House and send it to the Senate, it's going to die because it cannot pass the Senate by the rules of Senate. So she did us a favor by ruling ahead of the vote in the House on Friday, by ruling on Thursday night, a day ahead of time, that the bill needs to take out the $15 minimum wage. So that's the first thing she did us a favor on. Second, they can actually take out the $15 minimum wage today, take it out of the bill because the bill's has now been called for a vote, then call the bill for a vote without the $15 minimum wage, send it off to Senate, and we're done. We have a law. She does a third favor, which is the reaction from the Democrats is, don't worry, we'll just put it in an extra stimulus package bill. Yeah, congratulations. The parliamentarians set us up to get another stimulus package bill. Gotta love her. Give her a tip. Add her to a Christmas card gift list because thank you, Mr. Parliamentarian. She gave this channel another stimulus package bill to report on for the next, well, if it's Nancy Pelosi, it's next 12 months. But it won't be 12 months, but you know what we're talking about. Really great news. So the bill to be called for a vote today will have to hack out the $15 minimum wage. It'll be passed in the House. Then it will go to Senate, and she also did us another favor. The only opposition to the bill was that $15 minimum wage. So there's no longer an opposition to the bill. It'll pass. It's done. Every Democrat wants everything else in the bill. So those those swing votes, Manchin, Sinema, Wyndon, Ron Wyden, are no longer an issue because now she's hacked out the thing that doesn't belong in there. Done. I mean, can you give her a tip at least? Send her some donuts. Some bacon? No, you don't have the bacon. Well, don't send her bacon, not send me bacon. But boy, she does a lot of favors. So you could see this bill turn into a law next week. The bill could turn in law next week when it lands in the Senate. I mean, this is huge. How soon could you see a stimulus check? Well, and the second stimulus package, when it became a law, Steve Mnuchin, then Treasury Secretary, got it sent out within 3 days. And some viewers saw it on the first day it was sent out. Other viewers saw it 2 months later, but it just sort of depends. This is Janet Yellen. This is not Steve Mnuchin. But this is getting exciting. This is getting very exciting. You're going to get a $1,400 stimulus check under the third stimulus package. Single individual gets one. Married, a child gets one. Adult dependent gets one. Everyone gets $1,400. Married couple gets $2,800. Not taken out for taxes, back debt collection, child support, or anything like that. Income levels are the same. You'll either get by paper check, direct deposit, or by debit card. Great questions I've been getting from viewers in recent days is, what if you just filed your 2020 tax return and indicated a new bank account for direct deposit? Yeah, that is a good idea. It may work. I can't guarantee it, but it absolutely does set up IRS to know how to pay you this. Great idea. Because I think if you got that tax return on a few weeks ago, you're sort of set up in the system early on that maybe that's a great possibility for you. In the video, later in this video, I'll go over what else is in the third stimulus package bill. But that is automatic, and that's the fastest item you're going to get. Everything else is a little bit slower. There is a $5,000 EIDL grant for a business that has less than 10 employees and had a drop of 50% of its business because of the pandemic. The bill says that the EIDL grant must be paid within, I think it's like 14 days. So that's pretty quick. But everything else is a little bit slower. I'll have more about that later in this video. But boy, that was a dramatic end for yesterday. And the day yesterday started with dramatics. Why? Oh my goodness. The labor numbers were incredibly positive. The new jobless numbers are released every Thursday morning, as you know, before sunrise. And they were expecting a 40, a 50. Let's see what the number they wanted. They wanted, the Wall Street was expecting 841, 845, 845. It was a beat. How much of a beat was it? By 115,000 people. It came in at 730. This is huge. Long-term unemployment numbers sank dramatically, sank 100,000 to 4.42 million. Remember, long-term unemployment determines future stimulus checks. But why is this number so good? It's the best number since March 21st of last year. The best number since the lockdown date of the pandemic. Remember, March 20th was the lockdown date here in LA County of 2020. It was the lockdown date in the Midwest. So it's the best number since about the lockdown. This is huge. So what does this mean for your stimulus? Well, it means a lot of different things. First, Pelosi and Biden are working currently on the recovery, just butchered that one, the recovery plan. The recovery. How do you spell that? REBBLALALEY. The recovery plan. The recovery plan. I'm just tired of these names. It's just last year was the heroes and the heels, and this year is the haves and the have-nots. No, that's the Tyler Perry show. Well, you know the point. The recovery plan. Well, the recovery plan... the recovery plan may not get rolled out, was not supposed to roll out until, the summer or something. But if we're recovering so quickly, they may need to recover the recovery plan to get it out faster. The recovery plan. The recovery plan may be rolled out earlier than anyone expected. This is all really great news. So it had a bounce-off effect, however, this news. Yes, and you saw that bounce-off effect yesterday. The bond market has had bond traders acting a little wacko lately, and they've been trading up interest rates and traded them up. And suddenly they just sort of traded them through the roof. And this is after Australia did it a lot yesterday. And world bond markets started going up really quickly, really fast. That caused the stock market to drop dramatically. People fled from equity stocks into bonds as the bond market started to surge dramatically. This is right after Yellen and certainly Jerome Powell yesterday said, the labor market's not going to improve for a while. It's going to be very slow. Oh, he was wrong about that one. So is he losing control of this economy? Is it moving too fast? Is the growth too abhorrent in the interests of the bonds? That's what Wall Street was wondering. And yesterday there was a lot of jitters as a lot of major equities were down. This is not where you want to see the economy go, because ultimately it's going to be hard for Congress to figure out, well, in addition to the fourth stimulus package, the recovery stimulus package, do we do a fifth, do we do a sixth, or are we rebounding, and falling into deflation? Because suddenly you don't want this market to get out of control. Ian Stephenson, chief economist at Pantheon Macro, said the sharp drop in jobless claims is notable. But Wall Street said our base case is that the rates will continue to rise due to increasing growth and inflation expectations, and eventually the Federal Reserve will have to normalize, says Ryan Dietrich, chief market strategist at LPW. We also believe that rates move too fast, too high, the Fed will have to intervene. Of course it will have to intervene to make sure that the rising rates don't become too disruptive to the markets or the real economy. That's the fear. That is the fear, that this becomes too disruptive. It's pretty clear to us that the move in rates has been driven by growing optimism about economic growth, says David Lefkornsky, head of equity at UBS Global Wealth Management. And rates are finally catching up with equities, so equity investors should not be overly concerned. Tell that to Tesla stock owners, or tell that to Dow owners. I saw the Dow drop of 500 points yesterday. So it does not impact the delivery time or the passage of your $1,400 third stimulus package. But it does impact everything about a fourth stimulus package, which we know there is one, the recovery plan. And it does impact the issue of the fifth stimulus package. What is the fifth stimulus package, or what are the standalone packages? Well, you need to get yourself as a fly on the wall in what's happening Tuesday and Wednesday. Next Tuesday and Wednesday, House Democrat Caucus Hakeem Jeffries and VP Chair Pete Aguilar from New York and California will hold the first ever virtual Democratic caucus meeting. He'll have 2 stages in his office, no joke. And he will hear from business leaders, from House members, White House members, Senate members, and private interests about what new bills they should do. Oh yeah, questions about SSI and SSI, these are the people you need to reach out to. What about other things that you want to have done? Those are the people you need to reach out to. You also need to reach out to the organizations that will be presenting, like AFL-CIO, Third Way, National Wildlife Federation, National Climate Advisory. These are the people that will be meeting. Although the crises we face are historic, we're up to the task, said Jeffrey in a note to his members. Despite the enormity of the challenges, House Democrats have risen to meet the moment. Do you agree or do you disagree? If you disagree, then you need to reach out to them. And by reaching out to them, I mean contacting them, calling them up, reach out to the organizations they're attending, see which ones are aligned with what you need to have done. That's Tuesday and Wednesday. That's Hakeem Jeffries and Pete Aguilar. All right, let's cut over to the third stimulus package. What else is in the third stimulus package that you should be excited about? Well, there is money for rent, utilities, food, and internet. With that plus the stimulus check brings you to about $5,000 to $10,000. It's a lot of money. Now, the rent is for low-income, middle class, and homeless if you're behind on rent. There is also mortgage assistance. There's utilities, and if you're behind utilities, and there's food from SNAP. Those things plus the stimulus, not including the stimulus check, is over $5,000. It's a lot of money. Almost all viewers who are behind on bills in this channel that make less than $49,000 qualify for these items. Next, those items you have to apply for. Everything that you're going to see in this video, you have to apply for, with the exception of the stimulus check and the children's check coming up right now. The children's check is $3,600 for a child 5 and younger, pay $300 a month starting the month of July, or $250 a month starting in the month of July for 1 year, $3,000 plus $1,400. Then college students can get $1,700 plus $1,400, $1,700 financial aid. Then there's a $1,500 earned income tax credit if you're an essential worker or worked in the pandemic. That is if you made less than $25,000, that plus your $1,400 stimulus check. Business owners can get that EIDL grant I mentioned earlier in this video, $5,000 if you had a 50% drop in income and also 10 employees or less. There'll be another round of PPP. There'll be grants for restaurants. And then FPUC UI PUA extended from March to August. FPUC will be $400 a week. And there you go. This could be law next week, but the stimulus check would be the first thing automatic. The children's check wouldn't start to July. And with the exemption of EIDL, everything will just be sort of slow coming out. And that's where we are. I want you to join me for the video right after this, which I'll show you how to get money right now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now. Because on purple, on the continuation of Early Mornings LALATE, I show you the importance of pouncing for this money, because ultimately, these items in the third stimulus package won't be landing quickly after the stimulus check. That'll come fast, but everything else won't come as quickly. I'll also have more about what's going on with the markets and what will happen today as well. Stay informed, stay focused. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. Coming up, stay with me at 6:30 with the continuation of Early Mornings LALATE.